Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome to Arc Basics, a show where we break down the ABCs of how to start an arc, how to accomplish things, how to achieve things, how to be the best you possibly can be. That's right, we're going with the full ABCs of arc. A for arc, B for basic, C for, well, whatever you want it to be. C can be anything. Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome back to Arc Basics. I'm Phlinger Phoo, and today we're going to be discussing those little combat medics of the island of Arc, actually I think they're on just about every map except for Aberration. Holy crap, yeah, they're everywhere. I mean, these guys, they get around like, you know, rabbits or rats or whatever. But yeah, these guys are wicked tough. They come in packs, and the best way to tackle them is to grab them, pick them up, and put them in a taming pen. Yeah, we're gonna be discussing those guys, those little dudes that are, yeah, they're the Daeodons. That's what they are. I've been trying to not say the word, but yeah, they're Daeodons. But yeah, let's go over and let's go take a look at what these combat medics look like. Alright, so when heading out over here to go find Daeodons, one of the best places to find them is right at the edge of the frost biome, or directly just inside the frost biome. Now, you want to take out probably something like an Argent, maybe a Quetzal, something big that can pick them up, because these guys, they come in packs and they're pretty rough. They have a healing buff on them that when stacked up with a bunch of different Daeodons around them, it just magnifies their healing. So where it seems like you're pounding on them for a while, but really all you're doing is making them angry. Yeah, they'll just overlap their healing buff, they'll all heal each other, and it's pretty bad. And there we go, that's what they look like. That's the form of the combat medic here in Arc. It's a pig. That's right. Bam, come here, Mr. Pig. Alright, so now that we've got this guy, we're gonna carry this guy up like this. Now, if you carry it on an Argent at a certain angle, they won't be able to hit you. But as soon as you go down like this, they'll definitely be able to hit you. But if you go up like this, at probably about a 45-degree angle, well, down like this at a 45-degree angle, then up at another 45-degree angle, they won't be able to hit you. So you kind of have to do like this zigzag pattern going back to your taming pen, unless you just want to get smacked just like me, because this really doesn't mean... Yeah, it adds up after a bit, but yeah, it's just more annoying. And then you just find yourself wanting to shout at you and go, "Stop hitting me, you stupid pig!" Yeah, that's a thing. Alright, but what we want to do, we want to get this guy to trigger his heal buff before we start laying into him, because we want him to actually we want him to start draining his food on his own. And the only way to do that when he's like this is to get him to trigger his healing buff. So we want to do a little bit of damage to him. Let me see if I can actually hit him with Super Dodo a little bit. And let me see. There we go. That's the red. The red right there means that he just triggered his healing buff, which means his health is his food is gonna be naturally draining. Now, when we come out to tame this guy, you want to have probably a crossbow, your best crossbow that you can get, or a long neck, your best long neck you can get, because these guys, they've got a ton of torpor. They've got a lot, and also they hit like a truck. And you want to make sure that you separate these guys from their pack, because if you try to knock them out in their pack, you're just gonna end up getting killed by the other ones while you're singling one out. Yeah, but also one of the benefits of these guys, do I have any bolas on me, is that they can be bullet, which is pretty wicked cool. But also another thing, yeah, see, they can totally be bullet. But another thing that you want to pay very close attention to is when you come out to tame these guys and to get food, bring a lot of it. Not just a little bit, a lot. Yeah, it's insane. And right now, I'm just letting this guy, his food go down normally before I start laying into him. And now that we're going to lay into him, it's actually not going to take that long because I'm using a pretty good, okay, yeah, he's only level 20. Okay. All right. But here, let me show you. Yeah, his food, it's already drained. It's pretty cool. All right, now, this guy was only level 20, but their torpor, it gets up way high. I mean, see, if this was like a meter for how high they go, it can get way high over here. Yeah, it can do that. Yeah, it gets wicked. They can get some pretty good torpor, especially when you get up to like 150, stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, but as I was talking about with the food, you want to make sure that because you can tame these guys with prime meat, you can tame these guys with mutton, you can tame these guys with regular meat, and mutton has a really good effectiveness on it, but it doesn't fill that much food, and that's what you're looking for. You're looking for how much food does it fill versus the taming, how far it's going to move the taming bar. Yeah, and mutton, while it moves the taming bar, it doesn't fill that much food, so they end up eating a ton of it. So these guys, they can actually, the high level ones of these, they can actually eat like 2 sheep worth of mutton. It's a lot of mutton. Yeah, but you'll get a really nice tame, but you'll use a ton of raw mutton. You can use prime meat. It has almost the exact same effect, so you want to make sure if you're going to use prime meat, bring a lot of it. If you're going to use regular meat actually works pretty dang well on these guys. Yeah, if you don't want the highest quality tame, but it'll tame them up super fast. You just go grab about 1,000 meat, throw it on these guys, bam, walk away for a minute, and they're tamed. Yeah, it's really that easy. But if you want to use the best possible kibble, use Iguanodon kibble. Yeah, let's see. Oh, there we go. Give me that back. Give me that back before you eat it all. I value my Iguanodon kibble. Right. But yeah, that right there is the simplest way, because Iguanodon kibble, while they will eat regular kibble, Iguanodon kibble has like a certain effect on these guys that it fills 150 food plus gives the maximum tame, which means that it's their kibble of choice. That's why it gives the maximum tame. But regular kibble on these guys only fills up 75 food. So while you can stick it on them, you really don't want to. You want to use the Iguanodon kibble because it fills the max food. Now, this actually has a special effect after they're tamed that I will get to here in a minute, because now I need to go find a smithy that we can go craft the saddle. So where I can show you the benefits of regular kibble versus Iguanodon kibble when it comes around to using them as their specified use, which is the Ark Combat Medic. Yes, I know, I'm speaking in riddles now, kinda sounding like I'm speaking in stereo instructions, but it'll all make sense here in just 1 minute. All right, give me 1 sec. All right, now the level to learn these guys saddle is 59. It's actually, it's not too bad, and the cost to make these saddles, it's only 155 fiber, 290 hide, 20 metal ingots. It's really not that hard. Let's see. Oh, wrong button. All right, let's see. Daeodon. All right, bam, we got all the stuff to do it. All right, sweet. All right, so let's craft up this saddle, and let's go throw it on this guy. But in the meantime, give me 1 sec so I can store my Iguanodon kibble. Let's see, take that out, bam. Bam, all right, cool. All right, so, oh, whoop, saddle's already done. Let me grab that. Is that it? Yep, Deodon saddle. All right, so, oh, hold on. I wanted to show you guys the difference on food on these guys. All right. I'm gonna be using up 5 of my Iguanodon kibble. All right, let's see. And then, let's take, where's Dodo? You know, I've got a ton of Dodo in here. You know, we'll take some Diplos. We got tons of that. All right, so we'll take that. Come over here. Throw the saddle on this dude. Why are you? Oh, okay. I was like, why are you in the ground, man? All right, so we pop that over on this guy. And then this guy right here, he's going to, I mean, their stats are actually really good. You can actually use these guys as a regular mount for a long time. It's pretty effective. You can use these guys as tanks. You can use these guys as DPS dealers. You can use these guys as kind of like you're riding the combat medic through the caves if you're going through with a bunch of buddies that are like on, say, like Thylacolios or Sabertooths or something like that. And you just kind of, you know, go and tank it out and like that, and then beat up, well, heal up everybody when they get down. It is kind of cool. All right, but if you're going to use these guys as combat medic for like the boss fights or after the boss fights, healing up like a Rex army, there's a couple different things you need to know. Well, first off, the left click attack, it's just a bite. All right, that's all it is. And then the C attack, there's no C attack. But the right click attack that initiates a heal. And then whenever that happens, it says your Daeodon is consuming extra food to heal your allies. Now, each ally in the area will drain that food extra fast, but it will give him a massive buff. All right, and here, let me show you. You know, I've got a bunch of food on there. All right, but see, his food is already draining really super fast. All right, so now we'll take all this food, and we'll put it on here. All right, now this is, let's see, there's 100, 200, no, yeah, there's 100, 200, almost 300 food. All right, now each of these raw meat only gives him 10 food. Now, you have to really break down the math of these when you're doing the boss fights because you want the biggest bang for your buck. All right, so while he can feed up on all these, and he is, each one is only giving him a small amount. All right, now, let's take all this food. Hold on. Take all this food back off you, all right? I know, I'm giving you food and then I'm taking it away, man. I don't mean to be teasing you. I just tried to prove a point here. All right, now let's lower that food and let's watch this just go down super, super fast. All right, now if we put... Hold on, let's stop that. Okay, now if we put the Diplo eggs on him, let's see, he's got 25... All right, there we go. All right, and we force feed him one of these. It's not going to give him that much. It only gives him 75 food. But if we put one of these on him, that gives him 150 food. Which means that if you're doing the boss fights and stuff like that, get a ton of Iguanodons. Make a ton of their Kibble and just put stacks on stacks on these guys. It will make a huge difference when you're trying to get that food up while you're healing a Rex army. Because, here, let me show you. You get over here near these guys, a huge batch of these guys, and you heal a bunch of people, and this food is going to go down super, super fast. It is insane just how fast this food will go down, especially if they were beat up. Because the more beat up they are, the more food drains, and then the more, the harder it is to get your food back up when it goes down. Alright, but, say if I was going into a boss... Stop spoiling me! Alright, if I was going into a boss fight, I'd just throw all this stuff on him and just let it eat up. Because while it was still slowly going down... Well, while it is going down, it's actually going down pretty dang fast. But, he's going to be slowly eating, which is going to be re-getting a little bit. But, you can also force feed him a whole ton of stuff while he's doing that to get him back up. You saw how fast the Iguanodon Kibble brought him back up? Yeah, the meat just can't stand a chance. You're barely keeping even, and that's around a bunch of dinos that aren't even damaged. Yeah. So you want to make sure that these guys, that you have a whole ton of Iguanodon Kibble on you, and then, yeah, it's that important. But also, another cool thing about these guys is, and this only works some of the times, a lot of people report it's bugged. I haven't had any problems with it. You can just enable passive healing. So now that he's got, see above him, he's got that passive healing. It means everything around him, he's just going to be slowly healing. Yeah, his food's going to be draining. It's not going to be draining as fast as if you're actively doing it. But he's going to be just kind of giving everybody a little bit faster healing in the area. Now, what this does is, say like if Super Dodo right here, if he was really beat up, like half beat up, and you just come back here and just, just let him sit, he'd be getting, maybe like one health a second, 1 health a tick, slowly healing back up. Well, with the Daeodon healing, he'll be getting between 5 and 10. It's kind of random, which he gets every little bit, but it equates out to, was like 500 a minute, extra a minute that he gets compared to not, which would be like 60 a minute. So yeah, it's actually really fast. It makes them go really, really fast. And don't quote me on those numbers. Yeah, that's just from experience. Yeah. But yeah, these guys right here, their food these guys are controlled by their food. And then you'll notice that if you turn this off, bam, no passive healing above them, then yeah, that means that they're not doing their passive healing. They're just sitting here. They're going to be eating a lot of food because that's what Daeodons do. That's just what pigs do. They eat a ton of food. Now, if you were going to be using these guys as like a combat mount. To go into the caves, all sorts of stuff like that, you know, just using it as a primary mount, I would take these guys and probably they get a lot of health really quickly, especially if you breed and imprint these guys. I would go probably about out of every 5 levels you give them, I would go 2 in health, 2 in melee damage, and then maybe 1 in movement speed or 1 in stamina. Because the food stat, if you're using them as a primary mount, the food stat isn't really that important because when it drains, and you can just quickly raise it back up. But if you're going to use these guys as a raid healer for like the bosses or after the boss fights, if you're not going to take them into the boss arena with you, which I don't do that. I don't take them into the boss arena with me because I can't spend all my time riding a Daeodon because I do it solo. I use them after I get out of the boss fight, so where I can heal them up so I can get back into the next boss fight as quick as possible. For the purpose I use them, I just raise food, just 100% food. I go all points into food, never worry about anything else. That way there, I can just put as much meat on them as possible. I take all the meat from all the boss fights, and then I just throw it on the Daeodon, and then crank up the Daeodon to heal all the Rexes, so where it heals them up really fast. Alright, but if you were to take this guy into, say, like the dragon fight, and I know a lot of people do, then I would go out of every 5 levels, 3 of them into health, 2 of them into food. Yeah, their food stat actually raises up really damn fast. But you want to be able to take the hit from the dragon. Yeah, so you have to make kind of a trade-off. You have to put in more health than you do food, but they end up eventually evening out, kind of. Because these guys, a well-imprinted one of these guys, 100% imprint plus 100% bred, you can get these guys up with as many stats as a Rex. Well, their health. You can get it up really, really high. It is really impressive how far you can get these guys' health stat. So yeah, that right there, that's my recommendation if you were to use these guys as a boss fight. If you're going to take them into the boss arena, out of every 5 levels, 3 of them into health, 2 of them into food. Nothing else, because that's all you want it for, is the combat medic. If you're going to not take it into the boss fight like how I do, and just leave them out at the obelisk and waiting for the Rexes to come back out after the boss fight, all food. Exactly all food. But if you're going to use these guys as a standard ground mount, good luck. These guys are actually really dang fun. Yeah, they're not the best to look at. I mean, it's a face only a mother could love here. So, yeah, but these guys will actually take you pretty dang far. It's pretty cool. And also, I mean, another thing that a lot of people don't realize, they can jump, which kind of, you know, not a lot of dinos these days can do it. Well, actually, a lot of dinos can do it, but still, these guys can jump, all right? Yeah, so, hey, I think it's... On some of these basic videos, it seems like I'm reading off stereo instructions, but I'm really not. I'm saying by experience how I do things on the island and what all they can do. And when it comes down to the Daeodon, it's all math. So it feels like I'm actually saying a whole bunch of stereo instructions. And it kind of is, but I hope I made sense of everything for you. I hope I cleared up a bunch of stuff for you. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. I'm more than happy to answer them. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, make sure you click that like button. I really appreciate that. If you're new around here, subscribe. And until next time, this is Phlinger Phoo. And take it easy, everybody.